everybody, I'm Brian.
And I'm Ashley.
Welcome to Nevada Trails. We're here thanks to our sponsors, the Pine Nut Mountain Trails Association and the Motorcycle Racing Association of Northern Nevada and Toyota's Arenacross.
And today we will be talking about the different sports that are done on Nevada's trails, who's using Nevada's trails, and what they're doing and how they're doing them safe and responsible here in Nevada.
And today we're going to be talking to Ashley Phillips, Miss Arenacross for the nation, and watching a video on Jeepers Jamboree.
And this is Nevada Trails.
As part of the show, we would like our viewers to send in DVDs of themselves enjoying Nevada trails in a safe and responsible way.
And we want to see what you're doing out there, how to do it, maybe some product reviews, driving tips, 30-second, 1-minute, 2-minute type stuff. You can drop those off at Michael's Cycle Works, 2680 South Carson Street, Carson City, Nevada, 89701.
Keep the videos educational, no stunts, no dangerous behavior. We want to keep things safe.
Check out our website, nv-trails.org, or email us at tv@nv-trails.org. And you can also check us out online on our webcast,
nvtrails.bactv.org.
And we have Ashley Phillips here from Arenacross, Miss Arenacross for the nation. Thank you for coming in and helping us out today.
I really appreciate being here. Anything that has to do with Nevada and outdoors and the trails, I'm all about it.
And that's what we're all about here. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I was born and raised in Reno, Nevada. Grew up there with my family, my sisters and my mom, and my dad, obviously. And we just grew up and always were outside. My parents never had us be inside, so we had horses and dirt bikes and running and exercising, so we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, and you're pretty much a full-faceted, multifaceted person. You do equestrian, you run, you ride a motorcycle, everything, basically bicycles, all that good stuff.
I really just enjoy being outside, and I think that's where it all comes from, is getting my first horse when I was 3 years old. My sisters and I had to learn how to take care of it and brush it, and we were pretty much sleeping at the barn with it. And then my dad couldn't handle just having horses around and girls, and so he ended up getting dirt bikes and getting us into the dirt bike thing. And then I really enjoyed running my whole life, and so I started running, and I actually ended up doing a marathon a couple years back. Yeah.
How was that?
It was probably the most intense thing I've ever done. Yeah.
And how long is a marathon?
26.2 miles.
In one run?
One run.
Wow.
Took me 4 hours and 28 minutes.
That's pretty good.
I know. It wasn't too bad. My goal was 4:30, so I beat it.
That's great.
Yeah, it was
So
a lot
you were
of
kind of
fun.
like the tomboy for your dad, or?
Yeah, I was my daddy's girl, and so I always hung out with him, and we did a lot of stuff together, and that's where I started to grow a love for dirt bikes and come around the dirt
And you
bike.
actually ride yourself?
I do. I have a pit bike, a 110, and it's a lot of fun because it's not too powerful, so I don't hurt myself too bad, and I can still take it out on the trails, and you can take it out on the track, and they actually have pit bike races at most of the local races and everything.
Okay, and that's fully suspension, all that good stuff.
Yeah,
it's just like a big
they
bike
modify
with a
it and everything. Some people modify theirs to
Favorite bike to ride is what exactly?
RMZ 250.
And that's kind of like the race model.
The race model, yeah. The only reason I ride it is because I'm around the Arenacross series, and so the 450 is just so heavy for me, and the 250 gets you going.
They're going to 250 now, aren't they?
Yeah, Arenacross this year is all 250. 250F, and we still have a lights class and a Arenacross class.
That's great.
Yeah.
And then, so you've been Miss Arenacross for 3 years now.
Yeah, this is my 3rd consecutive year.
And it was kind of a competition to get into it.
That's right. They held, over the internet, you had to send in your pictures to Live Nation, and they pretty much judged it off your appearance at first. And then when they narrowed it down to 5 girls, they called you and you had to do a telephone interview. You didn't really know that you were doing it, but they like to see people that are knowledgeable and know what they're talking about out there.
So what is it, I guess, what does the position involve? What does it take? What's the duties you got to do?
Well, I'm there to tie in the promotions and be part of the fans, because Arenacross is all about fan interaction and making it a show for everyone, and making the kids know that this dream is possible to become a dirt bike rider. And so I'm there to go out and I sit in the crowd actually for some of the races, and I sit next to this kid and I ask him who his favorite rider is, and I talk to them. And so I'm there to hand out the trophies, of course, and the kisses, and then I also have the posters and this and that, but I'm there to tie in the fans with the riders.
Yeah.
So.
But you have to travel all over the country.
Oh yeah, I was in New York.
You get to travel all over the country.
I get to. I get to see great places. And I was in New York, like I was saying, just last Sunday, and I'm back here in Reno. So this week I don't have to get on a plane, so that's really nice.
And you're home.
I'm home.
So you get to enjoy that for a little bit.
It is great.
And then, so the riders, I mean, people don't see motorcycle riders as real athletes, typically is what I see. But what I see is that they are real athletes. I mean, these guys train every day.
Yeah. They take their life and they make it into motocross, and they have to train, and that's how I learned how to road bike and everything, is my friends that rode dirt bikes.
Okay.
They got me road biking, and they ride road bikes for 3 hours a day, and they go to the gym every day. It's a 7-day-a-week job, and they have to diet, and they have to watch what they eat, because their weight and everything affects the bike and the horsepower.
So the weekend warriors just aren't making it out there.
Not really making it, but it's a hard thing to do, and it's a life commitment that you have to do. And
so these guys travel all over the
obviously-
nation, pretty much. Is there the whole circuit basically goes everywhere where Arenacross goes?
Yeah, there's a couple weekends that we have 2 separate races, but we all stick together and we go to these races together. And you see the guys that are fully sponsored, and you see the guys that come in Dad's back truck, and it's just good because Arenacross is a stepping stone for motocross.
Yeah, and it's what, Supercross is the next step? Is that?
Supercross is the next indoor step, and then there's the outdoor motocross series.
Okay. And so basically, what kind of names are we talking? Who's all in this sport?
In the sport here at Arenacross, we have Robbie Raynard. I'm sure you guys heard of him. He's been around. We have Danny Smith, last year's champion, and he'll be back. He had a kind of awful weekend in New York last week, so he's going to look up to make up some points. And then Chad Johnson, riding great. Josh Demuth, who was out in the U.S. Open a couple weeks ago in Vegas.
And who's currently in first place? Do we know that?
First place is Chad Johnson.
Yeah.
The 2006, I think, 2006 champion. So Danny
he's carrying
Smith,
it through to this year.
No, this year's going to be 08.
Okay.
So last year was 07, and that was Danny Smith. So we've got a ton of guys. And plus you have your local riders, I'm sure. Nathan Tierney will show up, and all those guys, Mike Mason, I'm sure they'll all be there.
So is there the 450 to the 250 switch?
No, there isn't this year.
But how are they taking that? Because last year they had it, right?
Yeah, some of the guys are a little upset about it. I guess that it's hard. It's a lot of horsepower, and it takes a lot. Yeah, it's a huge motor difference. So some of them are upset, but...
Now the jumps, I mean, because I guess that's what I would see, is that the 450 gives you the power, that you can clear the jumps at will, and the 250 really takes more of a flowing rider kind of thing, holding your speed.
That's where the training comes in, and
Exactly.
everything with these riders. So these guys make it their job and their life, and they like to put on a good show for everyone, and that's why we're here. And Reno's great because it has a huge floor, so the track's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And when we go, we have a great time.
Yeah.
And looking forward to going this next weekend.
Definitely.
And, so should be a
I'm
good time.
excited about it.
Cool. Well, thank you very much.
Well, I appreciate it.
For those of you that are out there operating your ATVs or your motorcycles, if you should have some kind of mishap where you need our support and you have a GPS unit on hand, the UTM latitude, longitude coordinates you give are really a very valuable tool for us to be able to navigate to you as soon as possible. But again, relative location to a town or to a mountain or some geographic figure, any type of information that can be provided certainly helps us to enable us to get to your location expeditiously.
We are medical helicopters, so our mission is to go out and retrieve patients that is either a trauma victim or have any kind of medical condition where they're in the back country. So when we need to know from people that when we come out to is what type of an injury and how many victims might we have. If there's more than one victim, we can launch 1, 2, or 3, or even more helicopters if we need to. So it's important to know the type of injury, the amount of patient that we may have to pick up, so we have an idea when we get out there.
I'm frequently told when I see people on a casual basis that I'm not someone they would like to encounter in a professional manner. Nobody really wants to see us if we're going to be putting them in the helicopter and taking them to the hospital. A few tips to make sure that you're able to be safe when you go out and have fun on Nevada trails. Make sure that you always wear your protective clothing. It's surprising to me how many people I can pick up who didn't have something as simple as a helmet on. If you're dirt barking, make sure that you have your chest protector, the protective pants, your riding boots, your helmet. You're a lot less likely to encounter us if you have even just a minor fall if you have your protective gear on. Also, to be sure that you're safe, make sure that people know where you're going, where to find you, when you should come home, and make sure that you travel in a group. It's not a good idea to be doing dangerous activities by yourself. It's best to have a group of 3 people so that if something does happen, you can send someone for help and not be left alone injured.
Well, the Pine Nut Mountain Trails Association went up to Lake Tahoe this last weekend and removed an abandoned truck and basically cleaned up a little area up there. We got some pictures of that. We just want to say thank you to Doug Holcomb, who's a firefighter up there, and we had Jerry Hutchinson and Dennis and Roger went out there and helped out too. Roger set it all up. I just got to say thank you to you guys. Appreciate you being involved, doing the right thing, and it helps the how people see the OHB community a lot. And we have a person that does not like the OHB community out there. I talked to Brooke Williams this last week. He's a resident of the Johnson Lane area, and somebody actually strung a wire across the trail. You remember this a while back. People were stringing wires across the trails, basically attempted murder, trying to get people off the trails because they don't like dirt bikes. It's their backyard. So just want to let you know that that is happening again out there. This was just behind Mexican Dam area, between Mexican Dam and Johnson Lane. So keep your eyes open, and basically not a good idea. We're looking for someone on attempted murder charges now. So just try not to keep the speeds down, keep your eyes open, and we'll be doing good. So not great, but
then, for better news, we do have Mammoth and Boreal open this week. So we like that. We got some snow.
Exactly. And we're going to be doing some stuff up there. We'll be going up and talking to Snowbomb up there and doing some skiing stuff. Hopefully we're working on some swag.
Swag's always good, so
Exactly.
be sure to keep in tune with the show so we can get you guys some swag and send your emails in.
Exactly. And speaking of Snowbomb, they are going to have the Thanksgiving Rail Jam at Squaw Valley. Toyota's putting that on, and Under Armour, and that's on November 25th, and that's just a jib fest type thing, railing, all that good stuff. And then they're looking for people to ride for their team, and that's the Bomb Squad. And if you want to get on there, send your videos, pictures, whatever, to justin@snowbomb.com if you think you have what it takes to ride for the bomb. So what else we got? We got hang gliding lessons too. So that was interesting. Let's check that out real quick. Well, I decided to take my first hang gliding lesson, and I'm taking it through Tahoe Tandem Hang Gliding, and Alex Cuddy is going to be my instructor. Great instructor. He's been showing me everything and then making me do it. And the gliders are pretty easy to put together. And you go over a quick safety check, make sure all your keepers are there, bolts are in place, there's no dented tubes or anything like that, and that the glider is airworthy. So you're kind of just looking in the back of the tube, and you'll kind of feel the front of this. Yep. Okay. So we're looking. We went over some real important stuff. The keel point where you hook in is really important. That's the thing that keeps the wings wide and tight. So you want to make sure that thing's really good and secure. I believe in as much gear as I can possibly wear without hindering.
It's either those. This is your safety strap. This is your.
Well, it's all set up and ready to run. So let's give it a shot here. Get all hooked in. And we're up for our first flight. And give a good angle where you're going. And you want the angle of attack. The glider needs to be balanced. And then you take off. You start with a slow run. Work your way into a faster run. And the glider will actually lift up, so you're just basically pushing it. And most of the day was good. You know, we ran for a couple, 3-4 hours. Had a couple visitors. Somebody came in on a powered paraglider. Don't know where he came from, but looks like a lot of fun. And it was a pretty uneventful day. We had a lot of running with the hang glider on top without too many incidents, but things happen, you know? So it's great. If you're going to do something like this, make sure and get out, get a lesson, learn how to do it right. Don't do it on your own because it can be dangerous. Well, despite the crashes, it was a wonderful time. I got to say, I love hang gliding.
It looks a lot harder than you'd think when you're driving by and you see them going.
Yeah. Well, the
I guess it's
experienced
harder.
people, you know, they do it pretty well. I did go for a tandem.
Yeah.
And just one of the most amazing experiences I've ever experienced. That just real good time. But if you're going to do something, you know, all this stuff we do, get trained by a professional.
It's all
You
about
know?
the lessons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't go by the one at the garage sale down the street and jump off the top of your house. But we also have a new member of the show, and her name's Kate. And we went out and we did a little project. You'll remember Kate from the skydive. She was my photographer. She was the one on her back, you know, spinning around doing all kinds of stuff. But we all went out land sailing, and we got a little bit of a promo. We're going to have the full shot on that
That's
coming
great.
up, but we got a little promo for you here to check out.
Hi, this is Kate. We're land sailing today. We're out at Misfits Flat, and that's just east of Stagecoach on Highway 50. And we're with Mark Harris. He's a national champion and our instructor today. You can sail pretty fast in a land yacht, and being that close to the ground flying past you makes it even more exciting. But you don't have to go fast. You can go at your own pace, and it's also pretty easy to learn. And as you can see, Jake was up and sailing pretty fast after about 15 minutes of lessons.
That was a really good time.
Definitely.
Yeah, I had no preconceived notions about land sailing or anything like that. And we went out there, the wind, you know, but it picked up, and those things get to moving pretty well.
And you can do that right around here, is that right?
Yeah, it was out Stagecoach area out there.
Very
And Nevada's one of the best places in the nation to do that. So we do have something coming up on that. We'll have the full feature, and you'll get to meet Kate. So make sure and check that out. And we also wanted to say thanks to the people down at Arenacross. They gave us a bunch of tickets and shirts and all kinds of stuff to give out. And we wanted to say thanks again to the people that emailed us being involved in the show. We appreciate you guys' interest. And basically, I'll get in contact with everybody. And it should be a good show. Looking forward to it. And then we're looking for music.
Music. Don't forget to send in your still photos and videos of you doing stuff out in Nevada's recreation. And we'll check them out, and DVD or DV tapes.
Exactly. So, and then like the music stuff, we'll play it in the videos, and we'll give you credits and all that stuff. Hopefully promo when your band's going to play or whatever. But
don't forget to keep it safe and yep,
exactly.
responsible around here.
So
All right.
that's the news.
I'm Leah, and I'm here on the Rubicon Trail for the 55th anniversary of Jeepers Jamboree, an event that draws hundreds of people from all over to enjoy four-wheeling, food, and fun. This section of the trail is referred to as Little Sleuth and is one of the toughest parts of the Rubicon to get through.
Faster! Hard, hard, hard.
I'm here with Mike Schaefer at the 55th anniversary of the Jeepers Jamboree. Mike, you've been coming out here for how many years now?
I've been coming to Rubicon for about 15 years.
And how did you get into racing?
I had some good friends that were into it, and I was actually into drag racing and kept getting into trouble street racing and was looking for something that I could have fun but not getting as much trouble. So we slowly got into going to camping for a while and just looking for other things to do.
And you've been, for a number of years, did competition.
Yeah, we started competing in 2001, and I competed for I think 4 years. We won the largest rock crawling series at the time in 2002, which was Arco, and we basically always run the top 5. And just recently, we kind of dropped out of the rock crawling and got involved in desert racing and kind of playing in that a little bit now.
And now you won the Baja 1000.
Last year, we were lucky enough to win the Baja 1000 in our class. It was our first time ever going there, and we just basically focused on finishing, and we finished, and it led us to winning.
The Rubicon Trail is one of the most famous and difficult trails on the West Coast, rated at a level 10 for difficulty. People travel from all over the world to run this trail. The Rubicon is technically a non-maintained county road that stretches over 17.3 miles of public and privately owned land. It runs from Loon Lake off Highway 50 in California to Rubicon Bay in Lake Tahoe. The terrain varies between large granite slabs, rocky forest areas, and sections made up entirely of large boulders. Jeepers Jamboree is an annual 4-day event where food, drinks, and entertainment are flown in by helicopter. 3 hot meals a day are provided, along with live entertainment and dancing every night. There are crews on hand to help with broken vehicles, and parts can also be flown in. Various vendors in the four-wheeling industry set up booths as well. I recommend that you get your tickets early because this year the 4-day event sold out.
Mike from the Rubicon Trail Foundation. Mike, do you want to tell them a little bit about what your organization does?
Well, I'd love to, actually. We started as a grassroots organization, Friends of the Rubicon, but some of our members, we weren't able to take donations from big corporations and individuals. So we had to kind of separate Friends of the Rubicon and make the Rubicon Trail Foundation here. We're a 501c3 corporation accepting donations, and our main fight is to keep this trail open, and we're winning it. When we have volunteers, and we have hundreds of them, we can buy their meals, buy their shovels, rent equipment to fix the trail.
Yeah. 4-wheel drive will work. Some days.
The Jeepers Jamboree isn't just about the rock crawling. These are the annual trailer races where military trailers are sprayed down to make sure they are environmentally friendly in the water. They are then placed in the river and paddled to the finish line. Also on the Rubicon Trail, there is a carry-in, carry-out policy, along with trail maintenance and cleanup days. Today's four-wheelers recognize the need to tread lightly and be environmentally conscious, hopefully ensuring the trail's beauty for generations to come. 2 young boys were the first ones to cross the finish line, leaving the Schaefer-sponsored trailer in last place.
Tim! Hey, Tim! We gotta do this. Hey, Tim! Where's your Jeep? Where's my Jeep?
I just wanted to say thank you again to Mike and Melanie Schaefer for hauling us around out there and letting us ride in their vehicle. Thanks to the Campbells for letting us participate in their first time to the Rubicon. Thank you Lance and Camo of Pirate4x4.com for providing endless entertainment. And thank you to the crew who made this trip possible and made it what it was, including all of the crew of Jeepers Jamboree.
That's awesome.
I just want to say thanks again to our sponsors, the Pine Mountain Trails Association and the Motorcycle Racing Association of Northern Nevada and Toyota's Arenacross. You can check out our website, nv-trails.org.
Or the webcast, which is at nvtrails.bactv.org.
And you can email us, tv@nv-trails.org. And we want to send in videos.
And don't forget, you could send in your videos, your music, or your still photos of you doing stuff here recreationally.
But it needs
Nevada.
to be safe, needs to be responsible. If you want to do product review or anything like that, we'll take it, check it out, and throw it on there as high quality as possible.
Yeah, we don't want any stunts or dangerous behavior. We're about keeping Nevada's trails safe and responsible out there.
Exactly, and then that's like 1 minute to 8 minute is the time length on that. And we also want you to, if you have a local club, so like the Sierra Stompers, you can go check out their webpage, sierrastompers.org, local four-wheel drive club. They meet once a month, they go on a monthly run. We have the Pine Mountain Trails Association, which meets the first Thursday of every month at the Topsy Lane Round Table Pizza, and that is just south of Carson City. And they also go out and do cleanup, stuff like that. We got a bunch of grants this year, and we're going to be putting in some message centers, kiosks, $12,000 worth of improvements that the Pine Mountain Trails Association is going to be putting in.
That's great. Anything to keep Nevada good.
Exactly. So, and we want to say thanks again to all of our participants in the Arenacross giveaways.
Yeah.
All the tickets and
tickets
stuff,
and
emailing, getting involved.
Yeah, and just we appreciate it, and thank you again for watching Nevada Trails.